So I'm remaking another video for the people who said they had trouble hearing what I was saying. Also, reminder, everyone is to walk with a flash drive, right? So remember, this is just the general template of how the Excel portion should be. It is not exactly what you need to have. So first, you would separate the three sections: ultra performance. All right, so you have the three sections now. Now you will put in the name. First name, sorry. First name, last name. It needs to be in two columns. First column have your first name, second one is gonna have your last name. Right? On top here you would have installments. We could margin center. And here you would have full payment. Depending on which type of payment method the people selected. If they chose installments, you would put three sums, whatever sum you want for this for the person. If they chose full payment, you would just put one sum. Next, you would have the total. This total is just gonna be adding up what is in here plus what's in here plus what's in here plus what's in here, and you just copy this formula everywhere. So when this person pays 56, they pay 22. Right. So the first person, we know that they have to pay 500 dollars. If they chose to pay installments, meaning if they chose to pay with this option here, that's highlighted so you can see. If they chose to pay with this option, it would be it would be 10% interest, 10, which means you add on 10% to the $500 for this section. When you go over to this section here, they need to pay 300, and if they still choose the same installment option, it would be 10% of 300, which is 30. So let's say for this first person, the first person here, let's call him John. John paid by installments, which means the total amount he needs to pay is $500. We know it's 500 because he's in the business section. So $500 plus 10% interest, which means he needs to pay 550. He's only paid 221. You can also have another section saying owed, the amount owed, and this could you will find this out by having a formula 550 minus however much money he has here, which means he owes 329. Right, so you also need another formula showing converted to Guyanese, right? You remember you need a formula that shows convert. You don't have to call it that, just call it converted for short. And you would convert however much money they paid in total to Guyanese. You could also switch it around if you wanted to, like put the old part over there and put the converted one here, so it would be right next to it. Right, so you would have the converted is the total multiplied by 210, which is the conversion from US to Guyanese, and you want the same for everything. And this owed, remember, owed is still how much money the person has yet to pay. Right, so the owed, the best way to do owed, because the formula will change, right? So if the person, if this person here They pay the full payment, which means they don't have to pay the 10% interest. Instead, they get a discount of 10% if they chose the single full payment. So they only need to pay 450 in all. So their formula for old is going to be 450 minus G7, sorry, minus G3. G3 is how much money they've paid so far, and that's 150 they have left. So if they had paid their full 450, the old will say they owe zero, right? This needs to be done for each section. However many people you want here, you can choose how much do you want to add. It could be no less than five though, so five minimum for each section. This section needs to be called income, the sheet. The next part, need to create another sheet, and this one is expenditures. The expenditures is simpler than the income one, so you just need to have the same name, business showcase. Remember to merge and center so you have one cell. Alright, so business showcase, we have the instructions here. Alright, so here it is. So these are the expenditures: venue rental, marketing, staff wages. So venue rental, paste that here, staff wages, marketing. Right, you would go down the line and you would put all of these things that are listed here and whatever else you want to add, and you put the price to it. How much did you pay for rent the venue? You paid $200. You also need you also need to have it converted, which is stated in the instructions. So the same way, 200 times 210 will give you the um, conversion of the US money, right? So do the same for these staff wages. Let's say you pay 410 for staff wages, right? And say you paid 500 for marketing. Once you reach to the bottom, you just want the total, and here you would have a formula that adds up everything here and give you the total right in here. See, cosine sum. Again, if you're not sure how to do the formulas, simple Google search will help you out there. Alright, so this is for the business showcase. What you want is just copy this for the cultural showcase and the food and beverage, right? Obviously, you'll need to change the amount. You can't have the same amount for everything, and the total is going to be different too once you change the amount. Next, you just need to next need you just need to go through and see and make whatever minor everything is asking you for, D, C, E, whatever. So you finish this first one, you save as, let's save it to my desktop. Alright, so I have it here. You're supposed to call it participant 1. No spaces, right? Just participant 1. So now how do you do participant 2? You just copy participant 1, just right click on it, copy, then right click right there, paste. You will have something called participant 1 copy. Change this name to participant 2, and now open participant 2, and it's just a copy of participant 1. Now you can make the, oh sorry, make sure you take off these colors. So now you're in participant 2. Now you just need to make whatever changes they ask you to, which is here. Insert the participant before the last person in each section. in the first two sections, sorry. So this is the first section, this is the last person, insert, boom. So we have a new row here. So just insert somebody's name. I don't know why I keep going to John. Put money, choose a installment method for him. By the way, you should have borders. It'll make everything look neater. That's two. So B is delete the third participant. Oh, sorry. We insert John here. We need to do the same for the second section because that asks for the first two. Oops. And B is delete the third participant from the last section. So this would be your last section. The third participant is here. So just right click, delete this whole row. Whoever's name was there is going to be gone now. C is insert a table at the bottom of your spreadsheet that shows the total income. Alright, so just go to the bottom of your spreadsheet, total income, total expenditure. Alright, so now you just write each section back, business. I'm just gonna write it shorthand because I don't want to write out everything. Cultural and food. This short for bit. This is a shorthand, right? Total income. Alright, so you would get the total income by underneath here. Once you've reached the last person in each section, since I don't know, once you reach the last person in each section, you will have a row called total, which should be here inside your instructions here. It should be somewhere in here, right? Right, so here is where you should have it. C is calculate the total payment for everything. So once you have this, you should have something called total here, and right underneath here, you have a formula that adds everything there up. Use a sum formula. Right, and that's your total. Right, it should be higher than that once you have money for everybody. Right, right. This should be for. All right, so this is your total for the business section. You should have a total. You should have a total for the cultural section too. Just have a row called total and add up everything you put in here for their money. Same for the food and beverage section, and then you just put their total here. 1552. So you put 1552. You put whatever you have for here. You put whatever you have for here, and then you just add all three up, and that's your total income. Right? Total expenditure will be similar. Total expenditure would be similar. You get the values from here instead. This is the business total expenditure. This is cultural. This is food. You would simply just replace these values with those, and add it up. That's your total expenditure. I think that's the end of participant two. You save it, and boom, you have participant two now. So now you just copy participant two, same way. Right click, copy, paste, and do the same. Rename it to participant three, and now you can open it and start making the changes for participant three, which is here. Update any changes in cost or fees. This just means that look over through and see if any additions are incorrect, or if any numbers are incorrect, or if you had 2 plus 2 equal 5 somewhere, right? That's what I mean. Filter the first section on registration fees to show the person who have paid. Right, so they want you to filter the totals for the first section only, so only this business part. You select from total down to the last person, and you click on sort and filter, and you click on filter. You should now see an arrow pointing down here. Click on it and you click on number filters and then you go to custom filters. So it wants you to filter out, let me open this one. So it wants you to filter out persons who have paid the full registration fee. So what is the registration fee for the business section? It's either 450 if they paid full, or it's 550 if they paid installments. So you need 450 here. If the person is greater than or equal to 450, that means they paid, that means their name's supposed to show. Or if the person is greater than, if they paid more than or equal to 550. So if they paid more 550, if they paid 450 or more, their name should show. If they paid 550 or more, their name should show. Click on OK, and you see only two names remain now because the rest have been filtered out. Right? See, these are how many names were there originally. Once you filter it, is what happens. Next step, so that's how it should be. Next step, sort the two section, sort the second section in ascending order by last name, then cost. So the second section is here. You select everything in it. Sorry, it should go up to here. You would same place here, and you would be at custom sort, and you want to select which column is their last name in. It's in column B. Oh, I think I selected, sorry, selected only the names. Don't select the name here, select from here, from the first person's name to the last person's name. Custom sort, column B, and they want it in alphabetical order or reverse alphabet. Ascending order, right? So that's A to Z. And boom, it's now sorted in alphabetical order now. Now it's gonna show that because everybody's name is the same, but once you have different names, it's gonna have it in alphabetical order. Create appropriate charts, bar, line, which compare the income, expenditure. Alright, so pick whatever charts you want, bar, line, or pie. This part I don't need to explain this part. Charts are in insert when you're ready, and pick whichever chart you want. If you want pie chart, column chart, whatever, select your data and whatever. Once you save, and this is participant tree, and that's your Excel portion of the SBA.